Hello all, welcome back to Advocate Dio. Today I'll tell you what if your neighbor dog causing trouble. Here is the law in India. First of all, I'll tell you one thing. India have been replaced IPC and CRPC with Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita and Bharatiya Nagarika Suraksha Sanhita in July 2024. The whole content will be based on BNS and BNSS. Now, your neighbor's dog bark all night, or maybe it's beaten someone in your building. Can you actually do something about it legally in India? Or are RWAs and dog lovers always going to have upper hand? Let's go through exactly what Indian laws say step by step. Most disputes fall into three buckets. One is excessive barking as a public nuisance, and injuries from bites and attacks, or building or society rules violation. Indian law treats each of this differently. Knowing which buckets you are in changes who you can complain to. So, first let me tell you one thing. Barking as public nuisance. Under Section 290 of BNS define public nuisance as any act or illegal omission causing common injury, danger or annoyance to people living nearby, and persistent loud barking can fall under this. Separately, Section 152 of BNSS. Under this, the update to the old Section 133 of CRPC lets a district or subdivisional magistrate pass an order to remove a public nuisance once police report it. In practice, first talk to the owner first, then complaint in writing to RWA, and if that fails, approach the local police citing these sections. Keep a log, date, time, duration, record the audio or video where legally allowed. In real case, police have sometimes said their power here are limited and RWS may hesitate to act against a fellowship resident. Escalation to the magistrate under BNSS Section 152 is the strongest legal route if informal complaint fail. Next come dog bites and attacks. So, India does not have dedicated law for dog bites. Liability comes from a mix of civil tort law and a criminal provision. On the civil side, an owner can be held negligent for failing to restrain a dog with known aggressive tendencies, and in some cases could apply strict liability even if the owner took precautions. On the criminal side, Section 291 of BNS, negligent conduct concerning animals, punishes owner who fails to make adequate precaution to prevent harm from their pet with up to 6 months in jail, a fine of up to 5,000 rupees, or both. This replaced the older IPC Section 289, which had a much lower fine of 1,000 rupees. So, if you are bitten by dog, get a medical treatment first, including a rabies risk assessment. Then, file a police complaint and keep medical records as evidence. In one widely reported Mumbai case, a pet owner was fined after her dog bit a neighbor's child, following a 3-year court process that ended in a guilty plea and a small penalty. A reminder that this case can be slow and outcome vary. Next is building rules, RWAs, and what they can't do. Here is a twist. A lot of people don't expect under Indian law. Resident welfare associations cannot ban pet outright, restrict them from lift or common parks, or charge extra fees just for owning a pet. Courts, including the Kerala High Court, have ruled that any bylaw or agreement clause that absolutely prohibit keeping a pet is void and unenforceable. But pet owners aren't off the hook either. Owners are expected to keep the dog leashed in common areas, keep vaccination current, and manage hygiene and noise responsibly so it doesn't become a public nuisance. Management committee can fine owners who neglect these duties or create a genuine nuisance. RWAs regulate pet behavior, not pet ownership. A blanket no dog rule is not legally enforceable. So, what you can actually do? I'll tell you step by step. Step 1, document everything: dates, recording, photos of damage or injury. Step 2, raise it directly and politely with the owner and keep a record that you tried. Next, step number 3, file a written complaint with your RWA. Sent through registered post so there a paper trail. Step 4 is for safety issues or bite, go to the local police station and cite the relevant BNS sections. Step 5, if police response is inadequate, you can file a private complaint before a magistrate under the BNSS of public nuisance or pursue a civil claim for damage. A lawyer consultation at this stage is usually worth the cost if the matter is serious. Consult a local advocate for a case specific opinion. Cost for an initial consult typically range widely, so ask upfront. Bottom line, Indian law gives up real tool here: public nuisance provision, negligence liability for bites, and RWA bylaw. But it also protects responsible pet owner from being unfairly targeted. It's not about being anti-dog, it's about knowing the actual process. If this helped, subscribe for more real world legal explainer. And do follow and tell me your neighbor dog story in the comment. Thank you.